So yes, this flashlight is very bright, but I think what I like more than that is just the shape and versatility of this. You can see this flashlight, it's not very big. This is one of those flashlights you can put it in your pocket and not really realize that it's there. Very lightweight, rechargeable via USB-C cable. But for me personally, the reason I like this so much is it's got a magnet on the back, so you can kind of stick it on whatever you want. But you can also rotate this head up here, which means whatever project you're working on, maybe you're under the sink, maybe you're working on your car, maybe you're outside, maybe you are using this like a flashlight, you're camping or something, you can position this wherever you want, stick this on anything metal, and it just becomes a really, really useful tool to have. This was sent to me so I could make this video. Let me give you a closer look at everything this does. It has the head that rotates 180 degrees, so you can point it basically wherever you want. It also has a magnet on the back here, so if you're working on a car or doing something with metal, you can just stick it up against there and then you have a nice convenient light. The size is nice and compact and fairly thin as well, so if you put this in your pocket, you're really not going to notice too much. You can switch it like this to turn it completely off. If you move it up like this, it's in the active position. So to turn on the light, you just press the single button and then you can control it like this. And you'll notice if I go and make it more dim, it's going to blink when it gets to the most dim. And when I turn it up all the way, it blinks again when it gets as bright as it can get. It also has an RGB mode. So if I press and hold this, then it's going to change to the RGB mode and I can rotate the knob to change the color. So if you do videography or photography or just want a cool different colored light, you can do that and then press and hold again to change it back to the normal mode. And then if you want a strobe mode, you can double tap and it will do a strobe, and then you keep on double tapping to rotate through the colors and then single press to turn off. If you move the switch up all the way, that is how you can charge it. And when you plug it into charge, it does have an LED indication to let you know that it is charging. And this will change to blue when it gets full. It also has a belt clip here that you can rotate. I've found it's a little awkward to rotate, but not too bad. You kind of have to pull it out a little bit to get it to rotate. Overall, what I like about this mostly is the compact design. You can easily fit this in a toolbox. You can put it in your pocket and you won't notice it's there. It's bright enough that you can see everything super well with this light, and it's versatile enough with the RGB that you can do just about whatever you want. I also really like that you can change the angle of this. So if you're working on a project where you need some extra light, you can kind of set this down. Now it is kind of unstable because of its small size, but as long as you don't bump it, you can set it down, or if you put it on something metal, it's going to stay put really well. So now that you've seen kind of how it works, really the only kind of gripe I have with this is the functions are kind of hard to remember. Like you can press the button, you can turn it, you can double press the button. You've got this switch over here. I wish the functionality was a little bit more simple, I guess. And maybe that's the trade-off you get when you have RGB lights. You can adjust the brightness of the light and then you have all these different settings. It's not like it's difficult to figure out, but I do feel like every time I use this flashlight, I have to be like, okay, so if I just want to use the flashlight normally, do I press and hold? Do I single press? Do I double press? But as far as the functionality goes, this is just incredible. I don't really remember what the Amazon description said as far as this being waterproof. It seemed somewhat vague to me. So I decided to just go ahead and test it out. I put it in a cup of water and yeah, it does appear to be waterproof. I haven't had any problems since putting it in that cup of water. It has worked just great. There are brighter, more powerful flashlights out there, but if you are looking for something that is more or less all-purpose, maybe you want the RGB light for video or photography, or maybe you want something when you're working on your car, or something for camping, or something that you could put in a 72-hour kit, this is it. Super versatile flashlight, really nice. I have very much enjoyed having this.